Okay, let's talk about when you know you're in ketosis without any testing. Because the most incredible thing about fasting is that it's free and you don't need any tools to be able to do it. Yet, what a lot of times you'll hear me on this channel talk about the benefits of having a glucose monitor, a ketone reader. So what if you don't have access to that? What if you just want to use your symptoms to know if you're in ketosis? Well, in this video, I want to show you exactly what my top 6, how I know when I'm in ketosis, when these 6 click in. So here we go. And the first one is that I can see my hunger start to go away. So let me explain why this happens. Is that when you're operating from the sugar burner system, what happens is you eat and your blood sugar goes up. And then as your blood sugar comes down, the first signal that the blood sugar is coming down is going to be hunger. And so you're going to get, hey, I'm hungry, it's time to eat. But if you hang in there long enough, your body is so intelligent that what it will do is it'll realize, oh, blood sugar's not going back up, let's switch over into our other fuel source. And so it'll switch over. Once it clicks over, now it's burning energy from fat. So it's taking the fat around all the body parts you don't want fat on. It's taking fat around your liver. It's taking fat around your muscle. And it's burning that for energy. And it's making these ketones. And then the ketones go up into the brain and they turn off your hunger hormone. This has happened to me so many times. Put it in the comments if it's happened to you, where I'm like, oh, I'm going to eat. And then I get distracted doing something else. And then like a half an hour to an hour goes by and I'm not hungry anymore. That's the switch into ketosis. So loss of hunger is number 1. And if you want to know the science and the hormonal behind that, is ketones turn off ghrelin, which is the hunger hormone. And I'm actually linking a really cool article in here on the neuroscience of ketosis for those of you that want to geek out on all the neurotransmitters and all the neurochemicals that get made when you're in ketosis, because it's pretty cool. Okay, second one is mental clarity. So same kind of thing. You're going about your day. You might be losing a little bit of hunger, you're getting a little bit of brain fog, and then all of a sudden, boom, you click over, hunger turns off, and the brain becomes laser. It becomes so crazy focused. Now, I will tell you as a menopausal woman that as I've been losing my estrogen, that, there tends to be more brain fog. This is what I wrote about in the Menopause Reset. It's what I'm writing about in my new book, is how we can really support the female brain as she goes through the menopausal experience. So in the absence, check this out. Think about this for a moment. For my women over 40, one of the cool things that I've used is that in the absence of estrogen, so the most powerful estrogen that we make is called estradiol, and estradiol's responsible for releasing an egg. But once you don't have any more eggs to release, estradiol goes away. And so in the absence of estradiol, we often start getting all kinds of brain symptoms. We can't hold on to information. We start to get depressed. We start forgetting. So what I've done is used ketones as a way to power up my brain. And it works 100% of the time. So if I have a long day, oftentimes of like hard work, oftentimes I'll stay in a ketogenic state knowing that ketones are going to be the thing that supercharges my brain. So as soon as I switch over, hunger goes away, mental clarity becomes fierce, and it becomes very, very easy to work, to write, to do videos like this. I love that ketogenic juice that you get when you switch over. So that's number 2, is the mental clarity. Okay, number 3. I know it's like, I sound like the cheerleader. I'm like the poster child for ketones. I feel like I want to be, because there's so many incredible things that ketones do, and you make them yourself. So the third one is energy. So it's funny, and thank you to those of you, a lot of people, when I go on podcasts, people are like, I love your energy. Let's talk about where my energy comes from. It literally comes from ketones. It comes from a fasting lifestyle. I don't have anything different than you have. I just have learned that when I need mental clarity and I need energy, I need ketones. And I'm going to go after ketones. So when I switch over into ketosis, I feel my energy go up. Now, somebody who has a very broken sugar burner system, what will happen is that they'll eat, they feel energy, and then all of a sudden their blood sugar goes down and they feel hypoglycemic and they feel woozy and they don't feel that mental clarity and energy. They might feel like they want to go take a nap. Well, that's because they haven't primed their metabolic metabolic switching system. And the more you go in and out of ketosis, the more you start to oil this whole machine, and it makes it easier for you to make ketones to boost your energy and mental clarity. So for me now, and a lot of you, I have it just really dialed in. Like it's like, oh, I can go into a fasted state, boom, there's my energy. The example that I use a lot is, it's an old movie, but I don't know if you all saw that movie called Limitless with Bradley Cooper, where he takes a little pill and then all of a sudden he stays up for weeks and he can like predict the stock market and speak 7 languages and he does all kinds of cool things. To me, the little pill for us is ketones. I get more mental clarity, I get more energy, my hunger turns off. It's an amazing thing. Number four is I get happy. So there is, again, I'm gonna put in the notes down here that, and show you, there is studies showing that when ketones go up, dopamine and serotonin goes up. Okay, for my menopausal women, for my women over 40, I want you to hear me on this because this is really important. As you are losing estradiol, what's happening is that estradiol made dopamine and serotonin. And we know that estradiol actually went into a receptor, serotonin receptor site in your brain called the 5-H2A receptor site and activated serotonin for happiness. But now you've lost estradiol. So you're not getting that activation of the serotonin receptor site. Well, guess what else activates it? Ketones. Ketones can go in there and activate your serotonin system, upregulate serotonin. It also bring up dopamine. I love seeing your stories about 3, 4, 5 day water fasts. Everybody thinks the longer they fast, the more they're gonna pass out. But the opposite happens. The longer you fast, the happier you get because you upregulate all these other neurochemicals in your body. It is like the most amazing antidepressant that you can naturally make. Okay, the fifth one is that I get calm. Now, this one's interesting because what we know is as ketones go up, GABA goes up. So we've got dopamine goes up, serotonin goes up, GABA goes up, all the juicy neurochemicals. So when we go into deeper states of the ketogenic experience, we're not only getting that energy, we're not only getting the happiness, but we're calm. Now think about this for a moment. And I've talked a lot about why we would want to go into this ketogenic state looking through the lens of our primal friend. Okay, I gotta interrupt this video because I have a free guide for you so you can master fasting. It's called A Beginner's Guide to a Fasting Lifestyle. And all you've got to do is click here and you can jump right in. So if we go way back to the primal days, they had to rely on their ketogenic fat burning system to go find food. Now, if they went days without food and they became more hungry, they became less mentally clear, they became less happy, they had more anxiety, they wouldn't have found food and we all wouldn't be here today. We wouldn't have continued on as a species. So this molecule, this ketone is there to calm you and focus you so you can go find food. That's what it's doing. You're gonna go, it's like you go from all the noise of the world to like, I gotta find food. Last one is improved performance. So I love sharing this story because it always kind of surprises people. But when I first understood fasting, I wanted to bring it to my patients. And I would do these big events where we would get hundreds of my patients in an auditorium or a church, and I would educate on all kinds of things. And we always did a big one in January because I wanted to set everybody off on the right path for the new year. And so I wanted to explain what I was seeing in fasting. This was about 8 years ago. Walter Longo had just come out with his research on the 3-day water fast. Dr. Osumi had just won his Nobel Prize on autophagy. So there was all this emerging science. And I knew that my patients would think I was crazy. So what I did is I went on a 5-day water fast. And on the 5th day, I gave the presentation. And I was like mentally clear, energetic, spot on. I gave the whole presentation. And at the end, I said to them, do I look tired? Do I look like I have brain fog and I don't know how to communicate to you all? And they kind of laughed and they're like, no, actually the opposite. And I said, I haven't eaten in 5 days. That's the power of a ketone. Okay, so if you love this video, you're gonna wanna check out the next video in my fasting series. I know that fasting helps you lose weight without changing your food, but if you're intermittent fasting and gaining weight, then I really recommend that you look at 3 food changes.